So IZ gross is equal to IZ of I section plus IZ of channel section. But I said already, it is the channel section original position is like that in the handbook, but we are going to place the channel section like this, so that the position of entire things are uh, changed. So here IZ is equal to IY for the channel section. Okay, so the values IZ gross is equal to I value of I section plus A y bar squared. This is about I section plus I y y plus A into y bar squared of channel section. Okay, so the next is IZ value of IY section is we noted that 106198.5 into 10 to the power 4 plus area 17038 into y bar value. So y bar, we said that the centroid of the section for the entire the built-up section is 307.6 mm minus the overall centroid of the overall section is 247.59 the whole square. Okay, plus IYY of channel section, that is 310.8 into 10 to the power 4 plus area of the channel section, that is 4564 into y bar squared. So y bar of the channel section is nothing but 347.59 minus 23.6 mm square. So if I'm going to calculate, substitute these values, then I can get the value of 135543 into 10 to the power 4 mm power 4 as the value of total moment of inertia of the built-up section with respect to z axis. Z is nothing but x-axis here. Similarly, we have to calculate lateral direction, that is y direction also. So IY gross is equal to I y of I section plus I y of channel section. Here the position interchanged, so I y of channel section is nothing but I z of channel section. So the values are directly we are going to substitute. Here the section have the similarity about the y axis. So that's why we are going to take it directly. Okay. So the section have similarity means, okay, so with respect to y axis, the section is uniform here as well as here. Okay, that's why. So IYY is equal to IYY of I section values for 4702.5 into 10 to the power 4 plus 6362.6 into 10 to the power 4. By summing up, we are going to get the value of IY gross is equal to 11,065.1 into 10 to the power 4 mm power 4. Okay. Therefore, elastic section modulus ZEZ is equal to IZ by Y. So IZ value is equal to 1,35,500 543 into 10 to the power 4 divided by y value. So total sectional height from here to here, it is 600 plus 7.6. Okay, 600 plus 7.6 minus total center height of the section, it is 247.59 minus 247.59. Okay, therefore z value is equal to 3764.98 into 10 to the power 3 mm cube. So this is elastic section modulus, but we have calculated that ZPZ, that is requirement, plastic section modulus requirement, which is around 3784. So ZPZ required, we have calculated that 3786.5 into 10 to the power 3 mm cube. Okay, so we have to calculate our ZPZ value of the entire section. If the ZPZ value is greater than the requirement, means the section is safe. Okay, so let us move on to the calculation of plastic section modulus. Okay, step 7, plastic section modulus of girder, sorry, of gantry girder. Okay, we have to calculate this. So for that, okay, our sectional details I am going to draw once again. Since we have to calculate equal area, okay, so from the equal area axis we are going to calculate the plastic sectional modulus. Okay, so equal area is nothing but from the compression flange, bottom of the compression flange, where the section is going to lies, that is y1 bar, that we are going to calculate. So based on this, we are going to equate the area top, that is plastic section modulus at the top portion and the bottom portion with respect to this axis. Okay, so by summing up, I can get the total plastic section modulus of the gantry girder. Okay, so for this we need the same, our dimensions, everything. So 21.3 mm, 11.2 mm. So everything we need. So now I'm going to calculate what is the y1 bar value here. Okay, that is by equal area axis. Equal area axis method. Okay, so for this, what are the things we can have with respect to here? Area of channel section plus this is the area of channel section, entire channel section, and this flange portion area, and plus this web from here to here. Okay, now this portion, that is top of the neutral axis area. Okay, now so area of the top portion is equal to area of the bottom portion we are going to equate. Okay, so that we can get this y bar value. Okay, y1 bar value. So area of top portion is equal to area of bottom portion. So area of top portion, we can have area of channel and area of flange of I section plus for the y1 bar distance, we can have the area of web portion. Similarly here, we can have area of flange of one I section plus the remaining web area. Okay, remaining web area we can have. So here we can have y1 bar with respect to y1 bar, so that we can calculate the y1 bar value. So area of channel section is nothing but 4564. Okay, then area of flange 250 into 21.3 mm plus y bar y1 bar multiplied with thickness of web. So thickness of web is nothing but 11.2 mm. Then area of another flange, same 250 into 21.3 plus remaining web height. So 600 total height minus we have to deduct 2 times of thickness of flange, then that y1 bar distance multiplied with our thickness of web. So if I'm going to equate this, I can get the value of y1 bar is equal to 74.95 mm from the lower surface of the compression flange of I section. Okay, so with respect to this, we are going to calculate the remaining things. Okay, y1 bar value is equal to 74.95 mm. Okay, now let us calculate the plastic section modulus about equal area axis. Okay, plastic section modulus about equal area axis. So here total ZPZ is equal to ZPZ top plus ZPZ bottom by adding. Okay, now so I have to calculate with respect to the top portion what is the section modulus, and with respect to the bottom portion what is the section modulus. Okay, that I am going to calculate now. So ZPZ top portion. Okay, at the top we can have channel section and one flange and another web. Okay, now so for all this we have to calculate. So here flange side with respect to channel section we can have 300 into 7.6. This is area into centroidal distance. So centroidal here it is 74.95, the total height. Okay, plus that 21.3, that is thickness of flange. Okay, now plus 7.6 mm divided by 2. This is about our channel section. And channel section we can have another so this is portion 1 and this is portion 2. Okay, and another one, this is portion 3, then this is portion 4. Okay, this is with respect to top portion. Okay, their area into centroid we have to multiply. So first portion is over. So then second portion. So second portion I can have two flanges. Okay, with respect to channel section. So 2 into 90 into their thickness is 7 points. Sorry, here I have calculated up to here. Okay, so I have to deduct this thickness. So 90 minus 7.6 multiplied with the thickness of flange section is 13.6 mm. Okay, area multiplied with the centroidal distance. Okay, so the centroidal distance is 74.95, that is 74.95 plus 21.3. Okay, minus, here I have to come, so 90 minus 7.6 the whole divided by 2, that I have to take, plus 21.3 minus 90 minus 7.6 the whole divided by 2. So next, the flange portion of the I section. So 250 into 21.3 is the area multiplied with central distance, that is 74.95 plus 21.3 divided by 2. Okay. Next, another the web portion with respect to the height of y1 bar distance. So 74.95 multiplied with 11.2 into 74.95 divided by 2. Okay. So all the section with respect to the top portion we have calculated. So if I'm going to substitute these values, I am going to get the value of ZPZ as 838.775 into 10 cube mm cube. So similar way, I have to calculate the value of ZP, Z bottom also. So now I will change the color. So these portions. Okay, we have to calculate these portions. So bottom portion. So first one is 250 flange, 250 into 21.3 multiplied with the total height I have to take it. Okay, so 600 minus 21.3. So 600 minus 21.3 minus 74.95. Okay, minus the height. Okay, now 21.3, this one divided by 2 I have to take. That means the centroidal distance from here to here. Okay, and next to that, this portion height we have to take it, 0.3 minus 74.95 minus 21.3 divided by 2 plus then that web portion, remaining web portion. Okay, 600 minus 21.3 into 2 minus 74.95. Okay, into 11.2. Okay, this is the area multiplied with the centroidal distance. So 600 minus 21.3 into 2 minus 74.95 the whole divided by 2. So I think you got it. Okay, so this height from here to here is nothing but 600 minus this height, 2 height 21.3, and here 121.3. So 2 into 21.3 divided by 2, okay, minus this height 74.95. Okay, if I'm going to deduct, then only I can get this height. So the height multiplied with the thickness of web into the centroidal distance from here to here, what is the height? Okay, the total height divided by 2. So that only I have mentioned here. So if I'm going to multiply these things, I'm getting the value of ZPZ bottom is equal to 3929.202 into 10 to the power 3 mm power 4. So if I'm going to add these two values, I can get the ZPZ value. Therefore, ZPZ total value is equal to ZPZ of top plus ZPZ of bottom. Okay. So by adding these two, I am getting the value of 4767.977 into 10 to the power 3 mm cube. So this is our ZPZ value of the entire section. Similar way, I have to calculate the ZPY. Okay. So plastic section modulus of compression flange about YY axis. So this is about this side, YY axis. Okay. So the centroid is at center of the entire section, running through the center of the entire section. Okay. So IYY I have to calculate for channel as well as this channel, I section. Okay, both. So ZPY is equal to 250 into 21.3. So this is area. Okay, into 2 we can have. Okay, there are two flanges are available. So 250 into 21.3 into 2 into 250. That is the central distance from the base is 125. Okay, so that we can get a 250 divided by 2 into 2. Okay. Here we have to take 125. Okay. This from here to here, the height is 250. So the divided by 2 is nothing but 150. Okay, 125. So that only we have taken here, 125 divided by 2. So this is about our flange. Next, we should move on to the channel section. So 300 minus 13.6 into 2. Okay, the whole squared into 7.6 is the thickness divided by 8 plus 2 into 13.6 into 90. This is flange portion, flange of channel section. Okay, 90 into 300 minus 13.6 divided by 2. Okay. So if I'm going to substitute this value, then I can get the ZPZ is equal, so ZPY is equal to 824.763 into 10 to the power 3 mm cube. Okay. Now I have to classify the section, whether it is plastic or compact or semi-compact. Okay. Step 8, classification of section. Okay. So this is from code book. So from IS 800 class.
Sir, so on to boring app.
So classification of section is here. So based on this value, we are going to compute whether it is plastic or compact or semi-compact. Okay, now so based on these values. So here with respect to the section. Okay.
Sir, yeah. Yeah.
So outstanding length we have to calculate. So that is nothing but B by TF, B by, so compression as well as both. We are having channel section and I section. So for the both we have to check it. Okay. Similarly, the depth of neutral axis here D by TW. Okay. So this condition we have to check it. So epsilon is nothing but root under 250 divided by Fi. Okay. So B by TF for channel and B by TF for I section and D by TW for I section we have to calculate right now. Okay, as per table 2. So let us share the screen right now. Okay, so classification of section as per table 2 of IS 800 2007. Okay, the outstand of flange of I section B is equal to breadth of flange divided by 2. Since only outstand they are asking. So outstand is nothing but from here to here what is the length that we are going to calculate. Okay. So breadth of flange. So it is 250 mm divided by 2. So it is become 125 mm. Therefore BF by TF. Okay, B by TF is nothing but BF by TF. I am going to. So for I section is equal to 125 . So 125 divided by thickness of flange is 21.3 mm. So this is 5.86. Next for channel section. Okay. So for channel section, the outstand length is like this. Okay, now. So this is totally 90 mm. So I have to deduct this 7.6 mm for thickness of web. Okay. So what is the length? This one that I have to calculate. So B is equal to B by TF. So here the thickness of flange is 13.6 mm. Okay. So 90 minus 7.6 divided by TF 13.6. So it becomes 6.05. Okay. Next D by TW of I section. Okay. So D is nothing but depth of web. We have to calculate D is equal to height minus 2 times of our thickness of flange we have to deduct. So the total height is 600 mm. From that, the thickness of flanges we have to deduct divided by thickness of rib is 11.2. So it becomes 49.76. So now I will share the requirement. So the first value is around 5.86. So our section is welded section. So 8.4 into epsilon, which is nothing but 8.4. Okay. Similarly, for channel section, the value is around 6.05. So that is also less than 8.4 epsilon. And with respect to mid neutral axis at mid depth, okay, now that is d by tw. It is around 49.7. Okay, now, but as per our condition, we are going to have 84. So the all the values whatever we got, which is less than our requirement, that is the requirement for the plastic. So the section is classified under plastic section. Okay, so the value which is less than 8.4 times of epsilon. Similarly, this also 8 less than 8.4 times of epsilon, and if this height is less than 84 times of epsilon. So hence the section is classified under plastic. Okay. Now, if the section is plastic, then beta B for the plastic section is 1.0. So next we have to check the section is safe to transfer the moment and the shear force and the deflection. Those calculation we have to do the in further. Okay.